Okay, now just now we will understand what is serialization, one, why we need to do a serialization. Okay, things to keep in mind, why we need to do a serialization. So again, why this PPT came into picture is we have some sonar issues, major sonar issue, not low, major sonar. Okay, we will do this mistake. Once we gone through this class, I expect everyone we will not repeat this mistake. Okay, we are doing some silly mistakes. I will tell you that we can correct ourselves. So now, what is serialization? Now, as I told you yesterday, the translation of Java object into state into bytes and send over the network. So we want to send the data over a network or store into a hard disk. Like you upload a file, you will serialize your data. At the end of the day, system will understand bytes. So you want to serialize your data and store the data into hard disk. You have the data in your system. You want to deserialize the data and give to give to user, because user can understand files and images only. So the conversion of object to stream is called serialization, and stream to object is called deserialization. So we will see another class for streams also. What you mean by stream? What is the input stream, file output stream? So we have file uploads and all, right? So we will have another class, big class, later in this week, I hope, or next week. So we will see about streams also. So why do we need a serialization? So the serialization, because the hard disk or infrastructure of a hardware component, we can send the Java objects because it understands only bytes. The system will understand only bytes. The language you type in a keyboard, type A, B, C, D, E, F, G, anything. It is converted into a byte code, and so even your Java will convert your class into byte code language, right? So the JVM, who is the responsible for converting this one? Again, it is a core Java. JVM is responsible for converting the classes into byte code. So when you compile the class, how program you are saying Java attribute is robust, secured. How you are telling? When you compile a program, JVM will break your classes to n number of pieces and it will throw it into your hard disk, into your memory. So whenever you compile it, again it will collect, the JVM will collect all the pieces. JVM will know where and all it is. So that's why it is called secured and robust. So it will break your class into number of pieces and throw into your memory. So only JVM will know that how to deserialize that and give back to you. Okay, no one will and come here. So because we have pointers and all in other languages, that's why the disadvantage, like the pointer, the address, I know I can go and get the file and I can hack that file. No, that is not the case here. Okay, so coming back to our serialization. So our motto is to translate the data from one system to another system, or through send the data over a network. So we are dealing with a web application. So for sure we need to know about a serialization. Okay. So now if you see here, what is this? There is a Windows client machine and a server machine. So now you want to send a class of employee, so which will convert into an array bytes. Who will do? Again JVM will do. Okay. JVM will do and send the file to server machine. And in a server machine you have a file which is of array bytes. So you want to convert, you want to deserialize. Okay, not only serialize and deserialize, in a corporate manner we'll call it as marshalling and unmarshalling in a corporate language. So when you go to architect level or a technical lead, they will speak in this language. Okay, they will speak in this language, marshalling and unmarshalling. So they call it as a marshalling and unmarshalling. So now you want to convert the data from an object to byte. You want to store the data. So there is a client machine. You want to store it in a server machine. So how we will store? We will serialize the data and we will store. From a server machine, I need to get to my system. So again, it will be a deserialized one. A short story. Let us consider we have a short story here. So like I will take 10 minutes more. I'll complete this session. So if you read this story, so it's like I'll read that story. I have written a long back. Okay. So I have sent this PPT also. So many people would have read this. We will just recall. Okay, we'll do just a recall. So scientists develop a robot who can help in daily work, but this robot has a new features. Robot developed by the scientists from the Mars planet. So like we have some new features than a Mars planet. But after meeting both planet scientists, it decided Mars will send their robots to Earth. But a problem occurred. Cost of sending 100 robots to Earth was 100 millions, and it takes around 60 days. So finally, the scientists decided to share their secret with Earth scientists. The secret was about structure of a class called robot. So now here scientists developed the same structure of structure on the Earth itself. The Mars scientists serialized the data of robot and sent it to Earth. The scientists deserialized the data, okay, and fed it into each robot. So the process saved the time of communicating a massive amount of data. Okay, so now if you observe here from this story, whenever you deserialize the data, the communication will be very fast. The communication is very fast. So now some of the robots were using some defensive work on Mars. So the scientists mark some crucial properties as transient. So from this story, we need to understand. So in some classes, we have marked in prime also serializable. And some inside the class, I don't want some data to be serialized and sent over a network. Okay, such attributes can be marked as a transient. What is transient? Again, you go and read. Okay, so which we don't want to deserialize, which we don't want to serialize or deserialize, such attributes we will mark it as a attributes, not a class. This is the inside attribute. I will mark it as a transient. So one more point. So some static variables are also there. Okay. So such cases. All right. Okay. So now now what happened? So now if you see here, they have let us consider we will read the story. Okay. We have broke the story. Now we will continue with the story. One more point noticed by the Earth scientists in the Mars scientists asked them to create a static variables to keep details about the environment. These details are used by some robots, but Mars scientists don't share these details because Earth environment was different from the Mars environment. So I'll tell you the real-time example of this also, how you use the program. Okay. So now if you see here, this way, so we have some class. We are implementing a serializable interface. We are implementing a serializable interface. So which we can, as we are saying, which we want to convert the data into. So if you don't implement the serializable, you will get an error. If you remove the serialization and try to hit not in your local, try to put this into SIT2 and try it. So if you hit in your local, nothing you will observe. Nothing you will observe. You try to put into an SIT2 in some web server and try to hit the service. Then you will throw the error. Then it will throw the error. So here I want to tell you, okay, I want to tell you one more point. So can you observe here? We have highlighted a user business card details. User business card details. So inside a user appreciation, I have one to another class. Okay. So if the main class is serialized, all your subclasses should also be serialized. So this is a mistake we are doing. We have sonar error also. Okay, we have sonar error also on this. We have sonar error also. So whenever you are declaring your main class as a serializable, please make sure your all subclasses will also be serialized. Okay, all your instance fields should also be serialized, because as it is not a field of, what do you say, that main class, so it will not serialize the another class. it will not serialize the another class. So this is the problem we have. Okay. So again, we have some UID here. UID here. That is a serializable ID. How it is calculated? We have a story here. If you have time, please invest your time and read it. I don't want to waste your time. So how do we do a serialize? A serializable is a marker interface, has no data member and method. Okay, we will have no variables and method. It is used to mark Java classes so that the object of these classes may get certain capability. Okay, so such some of them are clonable. We have a clonable interface and remote. So now, if you go and see the methods, we have some clonable methods also. Okay, so now if you observe here, if you have points to be remembered, what is that? First point already we have discussed. If parent class has implemented a serializable interface, child class doesn't independent to is not true. Okay, we need to implement it. So by default it will not implement the serialization. Child class explicitly you need to what? To implement the serialization. Okay, only static data members are saved via non-static data members are saved via serialization process. So if you declare a static members, it will not declare a variable static, it will not be serialized. Okay, so static data members and transient data members are not saved via serialization process. Okay, if you if you want, so if you don't want to save a value of non-static data member means it is not a static. Okay, then you make it as a transient. Okay, so now fine. So the constructor of the object is never called when an object is deserialized. So now the constructor will not be called when the deserialized is there. So now we have more points. So UID story is also there. Please make sure you read this slide. Especially the here my motto was to stress on some of the serialization. Okay, why this serialization is very important. So in order to convert the object into bytes, so the serializable interface should be implemented. Then only you will carry your data network into another systems. So now, so how to implement the serialization? Okay, serializable interface in your class. It is a marker interface. Okay, it is a marker interface. There, so some of the other marker interface is also called clonable and remote. Okay, so that you can go and see. The string and all wrapper classes must implement serializable. All the wrapper classes must implement serializable interface by default. Okay.